everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because tonight we're talking about the Canucks are not done. We are not done. We're going to be talking about some trade scenarios with Rutherford and Allvin. You know, guys, girls, that they are the trade gurus. They love to make deals. And so I'm really glad that you're here. If you haven't hit the smash button on the like and subscribe, come on. I'm trying to get to 1,500 subscribers and would love your help. Hope that you love this content. I've put a lot of effort into it, and I hope that you guys and girls are doing really well. Here we are at the middle of July. Is that what? Yeah. Well, just past the middle of July, and we're talking about trades already. Are you kidding me right now? We just finished having an incredible off season, a great playoffs, and now we're focused on the new year, right? So here's some things that we need to think about, because let's just look at this line, and I just don't think that this lineup is really what they're just going to keep going with. They're going to actually have something different. So this is what my projected for coming up in the new year. This is what the starters are going to be. That's my best guess. I could be wrong, but I don't know if we're going to go into the season with this lineup. Talkett really likes the Suter, JT Miller, Besser line. Heinen and Pettersson, Heinen and DeBrusk will be with Pettersson. Actually, I've been watching a lot of tape. DeBrusk really likes that left wing as well, so I could see them flip-flopping there. And then, of course, the lifelines, the third line, Joshua, Bluger, Garland. And then that would mean that Höglander would be on the fourth line with Amon and Sherwood. I really like that fourth line. And then Shelov's just signed. You got Juleson and Friedman as your backups there to this defensive core with Hughes, Hronek, Susie, Myers, Forberg, and Desjardins. So that's where we'll be starting. So we're going to dive into some trade scenarios. Now, I'm going to talk about some ones that are going to make some people really upset, and that's not my desire to make people upset, but I do think that it's okay to have conversations about our beloved Canucks, right? And just like some trade scenarios that could possibly be. So I do want to dive into some of those conversations, even though you might not like it, or maybe the other fan base might not like it, but I think it's worth having a conversation. I don't know if they're at the stage where they're going to do something small. It feels like the Canucks are going to make a significant trade. And that's the big question I want to ask today is, do you think the Canucks sorry, my bad, getting all this stuff ready. Do you think the Canucks make a significant trade this season before the season starts or during the season? Let me know in the comments. There's a number of people that are already here, and that's really, really great. Really glad to have you all here. So let's dive into this, shall we? Just looking at some stuff that's going on for my channel here. I want to make sure that everything's going live, and I don't know if it did. Don't think it did. Let me just see. Live. Did it go? No, it didn't. Instagram sucks when it comes to streaming to the live, just saying. And then now Twitter's made it so you have to buy premium to stream there. So I might just have to bite the bullet. But it's another $105, everyone. That's insane. That's insane. I already pay enough for these different streaming platforms and graphic design stuff. So I'm not really there. But if you want to have Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest, please like and subscribe on my social medias, definitely on YouTube, on Facebook, which don't have any problem streaming to, just saying, Instagram, and of course on X. So let's dive into the conversation, shall we? And I guess the first question we have to ask ourselves is, do you think that Poolman's going to get traded? Or is that a rumor? Is it on the table, or is it a rumor? So basically what you have to do in order to free up that $2.5 million, see, it doesn't start until the season starts where you take him off the books, right? Like, so right now he's on the books, and it's being a pain. He's only got 1 year left, the $2.5 million left on his contract. So if you trade Poolman, that means you basically are going to be giving away a draft pick as well for someone to take $2.5 million off of their or onto their books. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be worth it for Vancouver. You know me, I'm the guy who does not like to trade draft picks. I'm not your let's trade some draft pick guy, especially to fix $2.5 million. I just say keep them on the roster. But knowing Rutherford and Allvin, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. I don't know who they're going to trade with. It'll probably be a third-round pick for the $2.5 million. We'll see. It can't be a second-round pick, okay, everyone? It just can't be. So I don't want to go there. Honestly, I don't want to go there, but we might have to. We might have to. So, but post in the comments whether you think we should do that or not, and then we'll go there from there, okay? I'm just trying to bring up another website before. There we go. There we go. Because I want to talk about a couple guys on here that I haven't put on into my banners, and I want to make sure that that we throw them in there. So, okay, let's get them into the conversation later. I want to go for the big boys to start. The big boys. Okay. Now, this one's going to trigger a lot of people. So, everyone stay calm. Stay calm. Okay. And it's Mitch Marner, 27 years old, right winger, dynamic, amazing. He really is an amazing player, incredible passer. His assist totals every year are amazing. He's an 80, 90 point guy, no brainer. He can go to sleep and do 80 or 90 points. He also gets over 100 points a lot. So if we just bring up his stats real quick. So Mitch Marner. And of course, I always like going with the hockey reference a little bit better than some of the other ones because I like all the extra things that they say. So let's just bring him up here, shall we? Because that would be really fun. Now, I understand a lot of Canuck fans do not want Mitch Marner because he's not a playoff guy, but I mean, he's still young enough. He's still dynamic. He might just be, I don't know what it is. So he had 85 points in 69 games last year, everyone. That is still stellar. In 80 games, he had 99 points the year before. He had 97 in 72. Like, he consistently in the regular season is a monster star. His assists are insane. Now, granted, look how good his assists are, and then think about Kucherov and what's his name? McDavid both had 100 points, right? So 100 assists. 100 assists. But he's up there, definitely up there. The problem is when you get to his power play stuff. No, sorry, not power play, his playoff stuff. 7 games, 3 points. The year before, he had 11 games, 14 points, 7, 8. He hasn't had the greatest, but he hasn't had the worst. Like, look at 7 games, 9 points. Again, 7 games, 4 points. Mostly that it's the 4 to 8 point range in those 7 games. But when he played 2 years ago, 11 games in the playoffs, he had 14 points. He had only one power play goal, but that's still good. That's still good. 3 goals. One of them was on the power play. That's in the playoffs. So the problem is he costs a lot of money, everyone, right? He costs a lot of money. And I think that's the key to him here is it's just, how do you make this work, right? How do you make this work? Now, we're going to talk about potential trade scenarios in just a second, but like, who do you trade off this roster to make this deal happen, right? Like, who goes, because you can't afford the $10.9 million. It's just too much. But you would have to trade someone of significance. And I know that you're not going to love this, but it might have to be like a Brock Besser and a Podkolzin or a Höglander or something like that to make it work. And even that, it's the numbers are so different. I don't know if he could pull it off. So I think this is unrealistic. It's weird to me that every year the Leafs say they need to make a change, and then guess what? Guess what? They never do. They never do. They never get rid of the core. They think they can do it. They got the team that's going to win the Stanley Cup. Yada 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 yada. That's just not there, right? So I don't know what to do with this. Honestly, in all honesty, everyone, I don't know what to do with it. So yeah, so that's the one thing. So why isn't this working? Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, so I got to cancel that out, get rid of this. All right. Now let's talk about the next one, because I don't think this is very realistic. 10.9 million. He's going to be needing a raise or to stay the same. He's not going to go for less than this. But this is the one that everyone wants to keep talking about. Now, this is the one that I think is really hard to do, because if you think about it, Necas, he's only 25 years old, but they lost Gensel. They lost Gensel. So if they would have kept Gensel, I think Necas would be on the trade market. But I mean, for the right price, he only made $3 million. He's rumored to want $7 million. And that is the problem, everyone. You got to move out significant money to get Necas. That's going to be a tough one. If you can get him in more of a reasonable contract, move out some money, maybe Necas is the guy you want to go with. Maybe that's the guy you want. So I don't know what you think. I guess I should throw in here what people say. Yeah, I mean, I knew this was going to be it. Like, John's in here, no to Marner, of course. Is Poolman coming off an injury? He's not coming off. He's just on LTR. They need the money. But we'll see. Dunzo, yep. There is talk his LTR will be moved just to free it up. Yep, that's what we talked about. I know, Jeevan. People don't want to even talk about the Toronto stuff, but I just think it's worth having the conversation. You would not do that. He's trouble. Good to see you, Carol, by the way. Yeah, no Mitch, no playoff Marner. Where's the Marner? I think the Canucks make a trade partway through the season when they acquire enough cap space. Yep, that's very possible. Hey, Trev, I really don't see any major pieces will be moved unless we can't re-sign Demko or Besser. That's true. Marner is 1,000 times a bigger choker than Petey. I'd take 40 over him every time. The only thing I like about Pettersson more, everyone, and I know you're going to think I'm nuts with this, it's just that he's a center. In all honesty, like, Marner could be a better player than Pettersson. Pettersson's had 102-point year, everyone. I mean, I don't really want to go here. I just think too many people get upset about even having the thinking about this. Jay asks, is Niels Ahman really good to even make the team? Yeah, as a fourth line center, for sure. Maybe trades if the offseason signings don't turn out. Yep. Steven says Toronto is a competitive team, so I don't think we can add Marner without subtracting an impact player off of roster. And yeah, I think it would be a Besser deal in there. Marner wants, I know, which is wild. How in the world could you want a raise when you're already making 10.9 and you haven't done that? I do not drink, so I don't drink on the weekends or the weekday. So I just give me some water and I'm happy. But yes. Marner does kill penalties, but Allman kills penalties too. So he might make it on base of that. I mean, he's a depth center, right? He's a fourth line center, or he's a healthy scratch. So Monty wants us to trade Demko because he believes in Shilas and Tolo Pilo and Patera. I do not agree with Monty, but I do appreciate him. Steven Podkolzin for Marner, do it in a heartbeat, but can't even do it on the books. You'd have to get rid of a whole bunch of players. Okay, Dell wants to stop with this. Bring Grogu into discussion instead. Okay. So yes, Jack, let's talk about this. Leafs are too dumb doing the same strategy over and over. Watch Marner's going to walk and free agency. There's a reason they haven't won 67. Okay. Let's get into the Necas conversation. Okay, so Monty's here. $7 million for him is too much. I agree. Let's just quickly look at his stats. Okay, and I think it's really important to understand Monty. And let me just bring this up. So last year he only had 53 points in 77 games. That's not great, everyone. That's not great. Okay, but the year before, he in 82 games had 71 points. That is where he wants the $7 million. I think he's not worth that. He might be worth $5. John says Brock Besser for Necas, done. That might not be a bad move, but at the same time, you're getting Besser at his prime, and Besser's only making $6 million a year right now. So that might not be the best move going forward here, everyone. Because let's just look at it. Is it Besser? Yeah. Brock. No, I want to go to Puck Daddy because I think he makes, what does he make? $6 million? I usually have all these memorized. 6.65 million, right? 6.5 million. Yeah, that's what you'd have to do, and then you'd have to sign. So, Jack, I don't know. I haven't heard that he wants 8 million. I've only heard he wants 7. So, if maybe you know something I don't. Necas wants to be a freewheeling center, not a talk-it guy. Okay. Canuck Era, welcome. Glad that you made the live. It's great to have you here. I have a bunch of videos that I'm going to be showing soon. So, make sure that you come out. Simon says, I think you should do what you feel like, Vancouver. They should do what they feel like. If they want to get those players, get them. Yeah, Simon, you're right. I mean, they're the ones that are in charge, not me, right? Like, I'm not the one in charge there. Come on, Pettersson's better than Marner. We know what he can do. I think they're similar in production. That's just my thing. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope Pettersson turns out to be the guy that everyone wants him to be. I'm so disappointed in his production last year. It was really bad. Maybe we can get Van Trano. I love Van Trano. I love him. That's what I think. And Canucks Dane, I'm going to be talking about this in another stream, but I'm going to talk about it tonight. So I do want to address this. I think your point is very valid. Okay. And then we're going to do these last two comments, and then we'll go into here. Since the start of 22-23 season until the day of his extension, Pettersson ranked 5th in the NHL in 5 versus 5 points, only behind McKinnon, McDavid, Kucherov, Pasternak, Miller, ranked 26. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about after his extension. What was it like? So, yes. So, okay, Frank Saravelli said that he's going to get 8. You know what? Frank Saravelli's been so wrong lately of what he said people are going to get. So I know, Jeevan, you love Pettersson. He's going to get 105. Trust me, I hope you're right because I have him in my hockey pool. I'd love to do that. I would have mixed feelings on trading Höglander, but maybe it would work to get something good. Yes, Silas, that's exactly what. I actually predict we get Weegar at the deadline. That would be awesome, by the way. That would be awesome. Okay, so the Necas one is interesting. Let's go to 2 more, and then we're going to get into some defensemen, okay? Nikolaj Ehlers, or a lot of people say Ehlers, 28 years old, left wing, AAV is $6 million. He's going to be looking for a good-sized contract. Is he a guy that's worth picking up? He's very talented, everyone. I really, really, really like his gameplay. His thing is that he's a little bit smaller, right? He's a little bit smaller. If we just go and bring up his stats, I really have enjoyed watching him play over the years. Okay, so let's bring this up so you guys can see it as well. So, okay. So in 82 games, only had 61 points, right? So I don't think, like, he's probably in the $6 million range, $5 to $6 million range guy. Like, if you actually look at his production, maybe he's not as good as I'm saying. Like, if you think about it, in 82 games, he almost had 30 goals. He didn't get 30 goals. He's never had 30 goals in his career. Last year, full 82 games, only 20. I mean, not only 25 is good, but it's just not enough for the money, in my opinion. And that's why they're having contract issues with him. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I really like his play. I think he would play really well on our team. He could play with Miller. He could play with Pettersson. He's that talented. I think he'd have better production. I don't think where he's playing, they're good enough, to be honest. I like Scheifele. I don't think he's as elite as Miller and Pettersson. So I don't know. What do you guys think about Ehlers? Post it in the comments. I got a number of comments here. Yeah, Ehlers also disappeared in the playoffs. I know it's hard to find guys that produce in the playoffs, right? Ehlers is the guy I'd choose over Necas and Marner. He'd be much cheaper, much cheaper. Ehlers is soft, not a talk guy. Okay. Disrespectful Junior says Matt Boldy type player is ideal. I like Matt Boldy a lot. Trade Hogue and something for him. Okay. What will the Canucks do next? That's what we're talking about. I think they could trade. That's why we're doing this video. I'm also going to talk about the free agencies. That free agent people are still available coming up. Necas also has arbitration right now if we trade him. Yep, it's true. But if you trade him, you can sign and trade or something along those lines. Troy says he's got great character. Just look at during the bubble on him and Evans. He was shielding both teams for the Montreal player. I didn't see that one, so I'll need to go check that out. I'll definitely need to go check that out. So, yeah, okay. So that is the that's the other one I wanted to talk about. Let's take down this comment. And let's go to this one right now. Just tuned in. What would we have to do in order to get Necas? Who would we have to trade? We're going to talk about that in just a second. And so let's dive in. Let's dive into the next one. Tell me what you guys, girls, think about this one. And this is the one I got so much backlash. Again, I knew they wouldn't want the Marner one. This is the other one that's difficult because Patrik Laine, as we know, has got potential. He could do something with this team, right? He totally could do something with this team. But here's the thing. His price tag is way too high for his production. Again, really hard to justify it, right? It's so hard to justify it. So as much as I love the player, I think he could fit in Vancouver. He really could fit in Vancouver. Okay. I just don't like the price tag for the production. That's the part I have a hard time. And then you have to move out someone in order to pull it off. And I'm not really there, to be honest with you. I'm not there. I don't think it's going to work well with Laine. Now, I know the comments are going to be loaded like absolutely not. I did a Laine trade video before and people were like, no, whatever you do not do this. So, yeah, it's just interesting to see what people think about this. And, yeah, I don't know, everyone. So now notice that all the trade offers are for forwards and we haven't talked anything about defense. I want you to post in the comments, what defenseman could we target? Now, it's already been suggested, Uyghur. I'm gonna look into that. Jack-Eye is the other one that people keep talking about from Montreal, and I don't mind that. I think we're gonna do a free, trade video for the defenseman one coming up this week, coming up sometime. So stay tuned for that, okay, everyone. But I think I would love to have some comments down here and see what defenseman you like to have. But then what would we have to give up to make the big trade like this? And that is the question, who would you have to trade? And I think it's the Höglander, Podkolzin, has to go in that. Depending on how much the person costs, that's where we're at, everyone. So it's going to be hard to pull off a trade. I know something that Allvin and Rutherford, I mean, you might have to give up picks. You might have to give up. So let's talk about this. So if you're talking about a potential NHL person, it's Höglander, Podkolzin, or depending on how big of a name, it's Brock Besser. Those are hard pills to swallow. I mean, Podkolzin's pretty easy. And then the prospects, Lekkerimäki, Vilander, Baines. Oh, not Besser. Sorry, I didn't mean I had that from the other one. Sorry, my apologies. And then it would be draft picks. And so that's difficult. That's difficult. I don't want to trade these guys. I mean, maybe Baines, maybe, but I don't know about you guys. So Brock Lesnar, yeah, let's trade him. That'd be great. I would love Luke Hughes. Okay, so Luke Hughes would be a great one as well to talk about. So maybe we'll talk about those. Anyways, everyone, that's all I got for tonight. I hope that you're doing well. I wanted to jump on, do a quick trade video. I appreciate you guys and girls so much. I know this is a shorter stream tonight, but I just wanted to quickly jump on and do that. So we're going to get into another one coming up real soon. Not there. I'm going to bring up the next one we're going to do. And that one is, I think you're going to really enjoy this next one because I'm going to do this little series that the Canucks are not done. And then we're going to actually talk about free agencies. And we're going to be talking specifically about these 3 players in free agency in the next video. So make sure you stick with it. Hit the notification bell. Hit the like and subscribe. Please follow me on X, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and appreciate all your support and help. So have a great day. And of course, always, go Canucks go.